Welcome guys, an episode of Ultra Kill. So I've been, playing Ultra Kill. A lot of cybergrind, as a filthy casual, as I said last time in the video. But like there's one specific thing I just want to like complain, and it's the Mirror Reaper, okay? It's garbage. It's absolute hell to deal with. Like, why is it even an enemy in the cybergrind? Like, why is it even an enemy in cybergrind? Like, that's a real question. Why? What prompted Hakita Asli Patella to even put the Mirror Reaper inside the cybergrind? I mean, to be fair, he has nerfed it to only like spawn one per like, I don't know, 10 waves, but like they're still annoying to deal with because like they spawn with other special enemies, which is extremely annoying because like you're dealing with like 10 powers, not 10 powers, more like 2 or 1 power, and probably like a ferryman or a mind flare or insurrectionist, and then boom, this motherfucker appears into your cybergrind just to ruin your game. Like it's always a run ender with this guy. It's always a run ender. It's never ever like the powers. It's always the Mirror Reaper waves. It's always, and they always spawn in that like the most inconvenient time possible, like when you're mid-air or something, and when you're battling a power, and then you're dealing with a multitude of enemies, and then boom, this nerd appears, and I just hate it. I just hate it. It just appears at the wrong time. Like I'm fine if it appears like, I don't know, midway through when I'm dealing with like some bit of enemies, but no, it must always appear in the waves that I'm actually struggling in and I'm almost dying in, and then boom, it ruins my day. It's absolute garbage. And it's not like it's not in character for Hakita to like do something, make something really stupidly annoying just because he felt a bit funny. Because he made P-2 really difficult just because he felt a tad bit funny at the time. Which is very in character for Akira to make an enemy, stupidly annoying just because he felt like it. Like, it's very in character for Akita, actually. But still, the Mirror Reapers are still very annoying because like there's not much you can do against them. You can't parry them, there's no strategy against them, except for like spamming the most deplorable combos you can, like with like the nail guns and stuff. But like, even so, it's like a waste of like resources. And as I said, like they always spawn with other special enemies, which makes them really inconvenient to deal with, which is very annoying because like you're dealing with an insurrectionist or like a power, usually either 2 of them, because you know you gotta deal with either one usually, and then you're gonna deal with like the Mirror Reapers, and they spawn in, and then boom, you're dead. And then you're stuck without half the map, and they always run away. Like they always run away. Like they have the most random like move set possible. They move randomly, which is not a bad thing. It's made to like be anti-jackhammer, I believe. But like I don't think so. If you wanted to actually be anti-jackhammer, you should make them unwhippable. I'll be very frank. Not like make them very like movement random, which is very inconvenient and very dumb if I'm being honest. Like, why would you do that, Hakita? Like you could have made them much more low health anyhow, so like you could have made them practically, you know, like the Providence. They can like break the whiplash and stuff, which is way more cooler and actually way more in line with that. They're like very sharp sickles things. Like it would be really cool, but no, they have to move the most random way possible and run into walls and run to different places, and there's a power. Alright, not even joking, I got kind of distracted the previous wave because I just started doing a cybergrind run out of nowhere. I don't know why I did that, but like we're gonna ignore that now because I am bored and I'm going back to talking about Mirror Reapers. And it's not like the Mirror Reapers are like very interesting enemies. They're like probably the most boring enemy out there. Like compared to like something like the Powers and the Providence, the Mirror Reapers don't really provide anything, and they don't really have that much of a danger value to them, other than like probably the acid orbs. But even so, if you're getting close range to them, they're like probably the most passive enemy out there. And so you want to get very in close range and probably like actually deal with them. And why do I have this as a weapon? Why? What is wrong with me? There we go. Anyhow, so back on topic, the Mirror Reapers just have the most spammable moveset, and like and then you don't really deal with them. You just spam them and then you move on. You just move on, and then you just don't care. But what makes it even worse is that Mirror Reapers appear in the worst possible way, and in the run actually, the Mirror Reapers appeared at Hideo's Mass Wave, which was like the most inconvenient time possible. I am actually mad. I am so mad. You can tell I am extremely mad. Like, I'm just gonna roll in the clip of the previous wave. Alright, this one is where I need to rock it right. Oh great, that's a Mirror Reaper. I love this game. Love this game! And the funny thing is that in the level the Mirror Reaper got introduced, it's like the most pathetic boss fight I've ever like experienced. But in the cybergrind, it's like the biggest. Why is there only like 4 enemies? This is a low density wave. I don't like the low density waves because it reminds me a bit of too much of the Mirror Reaper, because they always appear in low density waves, which is very annoying and very inconvenient, and I dislike it. How? I was talking about the Mirror Reaper, and then this guy just decided to float midair for no reason at all. Like that guy just became the honored one for like 5 seconds, and after I like, annihilated him, within like, okay, that guy's gonna fall down, I'm just gonna set up an ore trap. And like the cybergrind version of the Mirror Reapers are like pathetic. I mean, not pathetic, I mean the level ones, the one that you got introduced in is pathetic, but in the cybergrind, it's like the biggest like hurdle you can ever experience. Like it's not even a fair comparison. Like cybergrind Mirror Reapers are just way more deadlier compared to like the level counterpart, which is weird, I like to say, because like shouldn't the level 1 be much more of it, you know, a bit more of a what's it called again, a bit more of a nuisance compared to the actual cybergrind version, where it's supposed to be a bit inferior. And even so, it's still inferior because like it doesn't have the invisible phase part. Okay, to be fair, the Mirror Reapers did get a nerf, but like still the attacks are still a bit annoying, and it's a massive run-in, especially when it comes to low density waves, which is very common for it to spawn. I think I haven't really encountered it in low density waves nowadays, but like usually I would know. I will be highly cautious of a low density wave, and when it doesn't spawn, I'll be relieved, but when it does spawn, I would entirely hate my life and I will die. Like immediately. I just spontaneously combust immediately when I see it. Because that thing was made by hell itself to be annoying. And where did my chainsaw even go? Can you die? Thank you. And also, like, yeah, like the Mirror Reaper is absolute garbage. It's not a garbage game design. It's just, I just feel like it doesn't belong in the cybergrind. It's like putting the Minotaur in the cybergrind. I'm not sure why Hakita added it to the cybergrind, but I don't know. Hakita is very known for trolling the community and just straight up annihilating us with like the most dumbest enemies choices in the game. Like putting 2 idle mind flares in a single room and putting 4 sentries. Like the P-2 was just a funny joke to Hakita, honestly. Let's be honest. And as I said, Hakita loves to troll his fan base. I mean, it's not really, he loves us, but like we can be a bit annoying at times. I'll be very honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna specify who because I'm not a little dipshit. But still, it's still a pretty enemy, and the fact is that I feel like that there needs to be a bit balancing for cybergrind, especially for the Mirror Reaper spawn rates. Not like, oh, it should spawn less often, but more like it should spawn with less what's it called, less special enemies in general, because it's spawning with like more than, I guess, 2 special enemies kind of like is a bit unbalanced. I think there's still more to talk about the Mirror Reapers, but the majority part, I guess I could say for the Mirror Reapers is just like, just nerf what spawns with the Mirror Reapers, you know? Like, Mirror Reapers shouldn't be spawned with like 10 bajillion powers or 2 powers, or like powers in mirror mind flares in general. I just feel like, don't spawn the Mirror Reapers with other special enemies, and I'll be majorly fine with the Mirror Reapers. But since it spawns with other special enemies, it's stupidly annoying to deal with. I'm gonna end this video here because one, my throat is hurt because I screamed at certain points and I don't usually scream, and so like my throat got annihilated because of it. So yeah, and also I don't think I did a pretty good job in this video. It's pretty garbage. It's like a slop video. It's more like my opinions sprouted out. But if you got any opinions that are more superior than I am, which is very common because, you know, I don't think my opinions really matter in the grand space of things, but it still matters a bit because you still gotta voice out some bit of complaints, you know, every now and then, because I play cybergrind for a living and I've been trying to break my previous records, but every time I try to, a Mirror Reaper disappears whenever I have a good run and just annihilates me, which is stupidly annoying, which I should have mentioned that, but like, it's kind of inappropriate too. And I did suggest a bit of nerfs, but I don't think those nerfs would be good enough, because cybergrind in general is made to be difficult, and I am playing on brutal mode, so I don't think I get to complain, because brutal mode is practically the mode where it's the most like unfair, you know. You can understand what I mean? It's not meant to give you baby steps like in standard or harmless or lenient, so I shouldn't be complaining that much, you know. I shouldn't, but who cares. Anyhow, so like, I guess that's really about it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.